प्रिय विद्यार्थी आणि विद्यार्थिनींनो, आपण BSc फर्स्ट इयर पेपर सेकंड च फर्स्ट चॅप्टर सुरू केलेला आहे. And name of that chapter is the Introduction to Coordinates. So in that chapter we have studied, just I have revised here. Unit first started, and in unit first there are 3 chapters. So first chapter is Introduction of Coordinates. In this chapter we have studied salient features and classification up to class level and origin of coordinates, and today we will study this point, that is ancestry of coordinates. This is the last point from this chapter, Introduction to Coordinates. So dear students, see here, ancestry of coordinates. Ancestry of the coordinates means ancestors of the coordinates. Coordinates चे पूर्वज कोण आहे? Who is the ancestors of the coordinates? We have to study in today's period. So listen here, there are several theories. There are several theories which explains about the ancestry of coordinates. Who is the ancestors of coordinates? For to explain this point, there are several theories. But from that theories, the Barrington's theory. Barrington is the name of the scientist, and he have also given the theory which proves the ancestry of coordinates. So Barrington's theory is more convenient, and that theory suggests that the invertebrates or non-coordinates are the ancestors of the coordinates. Now we will see in detail. Invertebrate means the animals those does not having the vertebral column and does not having the bone in their body. That animals are called as the invertebrates, are also called as the non-coordinates. So invertebrates are the ancestors. Invertebrate animals are the ancestors of the coordinate animals, and this is the main theme of the Barrington's theory. Barrington's theory is more convenient, and this theory suggests that invertebrates are the ancestors of the coordinates. Means coordinate animals are evolved from the invertebrates. So invertebrate animals are the ancestors, म्हणजेच पूर्वज. coordinate animalचं इव्होल्युशन झालं नॉन coordinate animal पासून, असं Barrington's theory suggests. So there are number of principles. First principle, the cylindrid theory. Cylindrid theory suggests that today's coordinate animals are evolved from the cylindrid animals. Cylindrid animal means the invertebrate animals. You know, in the invertebrate animals, there are different phylums. First one is the protozoa. Second one is the porifera. Third one is the cylindrida. Here, cylindrid theory about the ancestry of coordinates suggests that today's all coordinates, they are evolved from the cylindrids, or cylindrids are the ancestors of the coordinates. Cylindrid theory suggests that the coordinates ancestors are the cylindrids. Remember, very simple. Cylindrid animal हे coordinate animal चे पूर्वज आहे, ancestors आहे. So that study is called as the cylindrid theory. Another theory is the Nemerton theory. Nemertons are suggest that the This theory suggests the nematons are the coordinates of ancestors. Remember, nematons are the ancestors of the coordinates. So that theory is named here the nematons theory. Then annelid theory. You know Annelida, phylum Annelida. This theory also suggests the ancestors of the coordinates are the annelids. Annelida. From the non-coordinates, Annelida. So, coordinates ancestor are the annelida or annelids. So that theory is having the name annelid theory, like the nematon theory, like the coelentid theory. Now another theory is the insect theory. Insect theory means today's coordinates ancestor is the insect. Insecta is a class of the phylum Chordata. आजचे जे कॉर्डेट ॲनिमल आहे यांचे पूर्वज किडे आहे, किडे, ancestors, insects. So that theory is named as the insect theory. Now another theory is the Arachnid theory. This theory suggests that coordinates ancestors are the arachnids, or arachnids are the ancestors of the coordinates. Ancestor म्हणजे पूर्वज. Who is the ancestors of the human beings? You know that humans are evolved from the monkey. मानव प्राणी हा जो आहे हा उत्क्रांती मंकी पासून झालेला आहे. मंकी पासून, माकडापासून उत्क्रांत झालेला आहे. आणि म्हणूनच बरेचसे विद्यार्थी, बरेचसे लेकरं हे माकड चाळी करत असतात. Because our ancestors is the monkey. So similarly here, the coordinates ancestor is the insects, arachnids. So arachnid is the ancestors of the coordinates. Then some scientists suggest that echinoderm theory. Some scientists put forward another theory, that is echinoderm theory. Echinodermata. You know, in the major phylum, in non-coordinates, the last one is the echinodermata. So, echinoderms are the ancestors of the coordinates. Then, Acidian theory. This theory suggests that Acidia is the best example of the Eurochordata. So, that Acidia is the ancestors of the coordinates. So that theory is named here as Acidian theory. Acidian theory means Acidia, the subphylum Eurochordata, having the best example, Acidia. So that Acidia is the ancestors of the coordinates. So that theory is named here as Acidian theory. Then Laphophorid theory. This Laphophorid theory is proposed by the Barrington in 1965. Laphophorid theory means the invertebrates are the ancestors of the coordinates. Remember, Barrington's given the theory in 1965, and this theory suggests that invertebrate animals are the ancestors or forefathers of the coordinates. So here, Laphophore or Laphophorid are also called as the Arachnids. So Arachnids are the ancestors of the Echinodermata and Chordata. Remember here. So dear students, when the earth is in origin, that time there was no animals and no plants. So this earth is a piece of very big, hot, revolving a big hot ball-like structure, and it is in motion. So from that, one of the piece is cut from that revolving large one ball-like structures. So after that cold, that become the earth. So there was no life on the earth. So after some days, after some years, first there is a water, and then in that water the life is originated. So remember, life is originated from the earth, on the earth, in that water. So first plants are evolved, then animals are evolved. So that plant and that animals was microscopic, and in that plant or in that animals there is the evolution. So some of the animals are different from the primitives. Then again there is the evolution. Some of the animals again changed. So in this way, some new group is evolved. And day by day, after year by year, many years, the today's man, modern man is evolved. So we know ancestors of the man is the monkey. Similarly, the ancestors of the chordate, संपूर्ण कॉर्डेटचे ancestor कोण आहे? तर इनव्हर्टिब्रेट आहे. एक पेशी प्राण्यापासून बहुपेशी प्राणी अस्तित्वात आलेले. आपण सुद्धा फार वर्षापूर्वी many years ago, our primitives was the monkeys primitives, then again that animals primitives. So if we go back, then we found that invertebrates are the ancestors of the chordates. So dear students, here this ancestry of chordates is the last point from chapter 1, from unit 1. Unit first मधला chapter first introduction to chordates, आणि त्या चॅप्टर मधला हा शेवटचा पॉइंट आहे ancestry of chordates. So here this chapter is completed. If you are having any difficulties, any problem in the study, you can ask on mobile after 8 p.m. So dear students, from the syllabus, next chapter is the protochordata. Now we will start the next chapter. Next chapter is the protochordata. In the non-chordate, first phylum is the protozoa. Proto means primitive. Zoa means animals. Primitive non-chordates. Here protochordata. So proto means primitive and chordata means the animals those having bones. So remember this protochordata or protochordates. This is called as the protochordata or protochordates. So this is the first chordate or primitive animals. Protochordata are the first chordate or primitive animals. They are small in size. Protochordates are small in size. They are all marine. They are living in the marine water, means sea water. खाऱ्या पाण्यामध्ये राहणार, समुद्राच्या पाण्यामध्ये राहणार. So here protochordata means what? The first chordate animals or the primitive chordate animals are called as the protochordata or protochordates. Their characteristic is they are small in size, they are all marine, found in sea water. They are also called as the acrania. A is absent and crania means brain box, skull. So here the brain box or skull is absent in protochordata. Now protochordata are divided into 3 subphyla. So first subphyla is the hemichordata, second subphyla is the urochordata, and third subphyla is the cephalochordata. So remember, protochordata is divided into the 3 subphylums: hemichordata, urochordata, and cephalochordata. Here hemichordata example is the balanoglossus. Example of the hemichordata is Balanoglossus. Example of Urochordata is Acidia. Acidia is animal. Balanoglossus is the animal, which is the best common example of hemichordata. Acidia is the best common example of the Urochordata. Similarly, Cephalochordata, subphylum. The best example of Cephalochordata is the lancet, animal, best common animals. So, dear students, in today's period, we have studied the ancestry of chordates, and after that, we have started the second chapter from unit first. Name of that chapter is the Protochordata. So, what is the Protochordata? Protochordata are the first chordate animals. Protochordata are a group of animals. Protochordates are the first chordate animals. Protochordates are the primitive animals. Protochordates are small sized animals. All protochordate animals are the marine. They are also called as the Acrania. They are divided into three subphylum: Hemichordata, Urochordata, and Cephalochordata. Balanoglossus is the best example of hemichordata. Acidia is the best example of Urochordata. Lancet is the best example of Cephalochordata. So, dear students, for today it is sufficient. Take care. Escape from the cold. थंडी वाढलेली आहे. स्वतःची काळजी घ्या. आजारी पडू नका. And be serious in the study. Whatever there is a problem, when you are coming in college, come to the department and ask. So, for today it is sufficient. Thank you very much. धन्यवाद.